There we go. So we got Jaden and Hunter out. Cool. How's everybody's weekend? Long extended weekend. Good. Ate lots of turkey. Did you guys bake anything this weekend? Any pies? Any stuffing? Any bread? That was good. So let me get, so the one absent is Hunter. So you guys, I hope you guys kept it safe and sound. You guys had a lot of fun, and I will begin for a week 4 coming up, right? So week 4. So we're gonna start with, of course, a newsletter for this week, and we're gonna go over day 14, day 15, 16 and 17, which is gonna be Thursday, and then 18 is gonna be Friday. That's the segment we're gonna go. So tomorrow it'll be day 14 menu, Wednesday day 15, Thursday day 17's menu, Friday day 18's menu. Okay, so you should have some flour and some yeast, some eggs, some butter left over for your challah bread coming up. Okay, and we are gonna make tonight. You guys are gonna make a baguette dough. Retard it overnight and then make it off tomorrow. Okay, but you're not gonna cut it. You're gonna save it because you're gonna use it by Friday or Monday next or Tuesday next week. Okay, you want to make another baguette, that's fine, but we're gonna use make some crostinis out of that baguette. So either freeze it or save it for later use, unless you want to make another one. Okay, so first things first, let's get the newsletter out of the way, and let's see what's happening. What's happening in the wonderful, wonderful world of newsletter, right? So just to remind you guys, this is this week is the week we have Saturday class. Okay. So mark it on your calendar. Saturday class this week. Okay. Yeah, Saturday class, same bad time, same channel, same bad channel. Okay, so don't forget. That's what we're gonna cook on day 18 on Saturday. Okay. What else? Serve Save Retake exam. That is the date, December 21st. Monday, 10 to 1, okay? Those are the steps. If you guys have not taken it or need to take it or need to retake it, that is all the info for the Serve Save exam coming up on the 21st, okay? Ew. That's Christmas break. 21st, okay? So holiday schedule, again, we begin on Monday, December 21st, and then January 1st, so we go back on January 4th. Don't forget that. Put it in your calendar, okay? Again, this is your holiday calendar for next year. It'll be coming out hopefully by your next instructor next year, okay? You guys should keep tabs on it. And again, if you need any assistance, those are the websites to go to. Just a little reminder about COVID, mentalhealth.org, Crisis Center, okay? What else? And again, you know who to contact by your bank account or your stipend, your bank mobile. Okay. Who do you call about Zendesk for the homepage portal? Okay. Portal issues, same deal. Okay. CDC guidelines, always protect yourself, be safe. Okay. How to use bleach. Okay. You know, those two folks right here, they'll help you out any which way they can. Okay. Featured employer, Chicken Salad Shop is still hiring. North Italia is still hiring, same as last week. Okay. Again, Holy Bagel at Duck, Ramen Tatsuya, and South Soto, South Amar, along with dry storage, same as last week's newsletter. This week's recipe comes from Chef Scott. Okay, Chef Scott. Have you guys ever had Chef Scott before? Okay. Chef Scott, he said he grew up hunting and fishing with his dad and got only into more since then. He's become an adult. He loves the outdoors. He's an avid hunter too, and connected with nature is a zen pastime for him. So that's Chef Scott obviously on the left-hand side. Okay, his wife, his son was born about a couple years ago. He took off some time from school. Okay. What else? Anyways. His favorite recipe is venison garlic sausage by Chef Scott. Now we are going to make sausages coming up. Okay, we're going to make it sweet, spicy or sweet Italian sausage, and also breakfast sausage patties. So if anybody's interested, that's his recipe for wild venison garlic sausage. Okay, I think he was going to go hunting. No, not this weekend. He's going to go hunting later on. He's going to get he wants to hunt 2 years and just fill up his freezer. Okay. So anyways, that's his recipe for his garlic sausage. Okay. Quote of the week, magic is believing if you can do that, you can make anything happen. By Jana Wolfgang. I don't know who that is. Okay. Just for fun, been trying to break my addiction thanks to Thanksgiving leftovers, but I can't quit cold turkey. Get it? Cold turkey. Yeah, the cold turkey. None of this house. I didn't have no turkey, none of that stuff. I didn't celebrate Thanksgiving, so none for me. Trivia, food for thought. In which country did eggnog get its start? Is it England, America, Germany, France, or Turkey? Any takers? England. Anyone else? No? Don't you guys drink eggnog? Spike it with some rum?
I say France.
France. Hunter said France. I get 1 and 4. Anyone else? Anyone care? All right. Which country did the eggnog get its start? Here we go. Okay. Trivia is England. Yes, Israel, you are correct. The culinary historians debate its exactly lineage. Most agree eggnog originated from the early medieval Britain, posset, a hot, milky ale-like drink. By the 13th century, monks were known to drink a posset with eggs and figs. Milk, eggs, and sherry were foods of the wealthy. So eggnog was something used as a toast to prosperity and good health. So don't forget to drink your eggnog coming up New Year's Eve or New Year's Day, okay? Prosperity. So that's in your Newsweek letter for this week, okay? All right, let's get down to business. Something like Eminem, right? This is what's his rap song? Get down to business. You guys are quiet. Must have been a long Thanksgiving. What do you guys like, Eminem? Do you guys listen to Eminem? No? Right, you know what I'm talking about, right? His rap song, Business, right? No? All right. All right. So anyways, let's be talking about challah bread and baguettes. Tonight, I would encourage you guys to make your baguette dough tonight. Okay? Let it retard so we can finish it off tomorrow. Because most of your time we'll be dealing with the recipe for the challah bread, and you're gonna make milk bread tomorrow too. So you'll be making 3 doughs. Well, if you make it tonight, the baguette, then you'll be making 2 doughs tomorrow. Okay? You are gonna need your mixer for the baguette this time. Okay? If you have a mixer, use it. Don't do it by hand. Okay? So baguettes and challahs. Okay? See the one on the right-hand side picture, the one that is cut that looks like leaves. That is called an epi, E-P-I, epi, okay? So history of challah bread. Challah is for the passing of adulthood from childhood, okay? Bread, shaping it, baking it, blessing it, and sharing it. It's part of the almost everyday Jewish holiday. It's my favorite. You can make an awesome French toast or bread pudding. The bond among Jews, God and bread, goes back to the first 5 books of the Bible as the Israelites are about to end their exile. God commands them to show gratitude by setting aside a portion of challah, not challah, challah. Of all the bread they make after entering the Holy Land. But nowhere in Jewish scripture is written that challah is braided, sweet, yellow, deliciously squishy bread of the kind familiar to most American Jews, which comes from the rich tradition of Eastern European baking. Okay? There's another world of challah that evolved from the Middle East to the North Africa, where the Sabbath breads were sometimes plain. They're better to eat with the region's tangy, fiery, and salty dishes, sometimes sweet and spicy with honey, dry fruit, caraway, sesame, and especially significant for the Hanukkah, olive oil. Most of the modern Jewish world, the term challah now refers to a soft, yeasty bread with an even, airy crumb, but with the consensus didn't happen overnight. Traditionally, challah is defined as any bread that is meant for the use of the Jewish ritual. During the first 2,000 years of the Jewish life, challah included everything from the rich layered breads baked overnight in Yemen, pita pockets in Syria, and lebeshka, flatbreads to Caucasus. Later on, as the challah traveled with the Jews, the bread took on a Hungarian costume of poppy seeds, soaked up in orange blossom water in Libya, and mixed with pumpkin in Spain. Blossom water, you can also buy the rose water. I found it, where did I see it? Oh, I went to Fiesta Mart off 38 and I-35, and they had the rose water for $1.99. It was great for when you make baklava. You guys will be making that in the regionals coming up, okay? Anyways, in the Ashkenazi world, that of the Jews who made their way to over time in Central and Eastern Europe, challah evolved into the fluffy, egg-enriched, sugar-laced, six-braided bread that we recognize. Six-braided, okay? Now, I'm not gonna do 6 braids. I'm gonna maybe do just 3, because when you do more than 3, you need somebody's help to keep track of the count of how many braids you're doing, and it's kind of complex. So I will suggest only do 3 braids, okay? So among the Sephardic Jews of North Africa and the Middle East who trace their ancestry to the traditions back to Spain before the Inquisition, not into the Roman Empire. Before that, challah evolved in different directions. Eggs and sugar were relatively scarce, but spices, honey and oils from olives, nuts and seeds were plentiful. You often find olive oil used in challah recipes from part of the world, used to enrich the dough instead of egg. And it said Maggie Glazer, the author of The Blessing of Bread, a compendium of Jewish breads with dozens of recipes for challah. And so special regional challahs evolved. Doughs liberally sprinkled with sesame or poppy seeds, scented with the anise or cardamom or coriander, and enriched with almond or olive oil. Spices like saffron and za'atar, orange flower, and rose water all found their way into this liberated challahs, as did candied fruits and nuts. Unlike smooth Ashkenazi challahs, these loaves are often studded with whole nuts, with sweet fillings, or bumpy with whole spices. Okay. So again, this is how to braid your challah. Okay.
Chef, you're still on the newsletter.
What the?
On the screen.
Really? And nobody said anything. Thank you for that. So challah, if you hear me, right, Tupac? Now you know Tupac, right? So challah bread, okay? If you're going to braid it, I suggest you braid it in 3 braids. Don't try to go over more than 3 braids, okay? This is how you braid it. There is a segment on your on your book, how to braid challah, okay? Come on, okay? How to braid it. If you braid it more than 3 braids, you're going to need some help to keep count of the way you braid it, okay? So again, if you want to do 2, 4, 6 strands, you follow those guidelines. I'm gonna load this slide is already loaded up on the portal too, by the way, just in case you guys want to take a look at it. Okay. So it is complex to braid that challah bread, but again, I'm gonna do 3 strands. That's 4 strands. That's only I'm doing. I'm not doing any more than that. Okay. So challah bread, how to braid it is quite complex. Okay. What else? Okay. So again, it's a short slide, but we're gonna go into more in the next few days. So your menu for tomorrow is challah dough. You're gonna make it retard overnight. And again, you're gonna bake your baguette dough tonight and bake it off tomorrow, okay? So you're gonna pull it out tomorrow, proof it, shape it, proof it, and bake it off, okay? And you are gonna make blitz dough that is on your page 1007, okay? So if you're looking for the recipe, it's on your book, page 1007, okay? So let me show you what the challah bread looks like when you guys tackle it done tomorrow, okay? Come on.
Discover Squaw Professionals.
No, I don't want to discover anything. I want to discover challah bread, okay? Challah bread. Here we go.
Infused with 100% natural almond and shea butter or rosemary. Thanks to All Recipes member Joan Calloway for submitting this challah bread recipe, which she describes as a traditional egg bread for the Jewish Sabbath. One member comments, "Just made this and it's phenomenal. Great recipe. Won't be buying bread from the store half as much now." Let's begin by filling a large bowl with 2.5 cups of warm water with a temperature of 110 degrees.
Remember that, 110 degrees for yeast.
Sprinkle a tablespoon of active dry yeast over the water and let it stand for about 5 minutes.
I will mix it with your whisk.
Then, using either an electric mixer or a wooden spoon, beat in a 1/2 cup of honey. Then, beat in 4 tablespoons of vegetable oil.
And we'll go with your recipe to the portal, see what it says. Okay.
Beat in 2 large eggs. And a tablespoon of salt. Add 8 cups of all-purpose flour, a cup at a time, beating well after each addition. When the dough stiffens and you can no longer mix in the flour, turn the dough out onto a lightly floured surface.
Remember, I think it's going to be okay.
And knead the dough until it's smooth and elastic and no longer sticky. Adding more flour is needed. Cover the dough with a damp, clean cloth and let rise for 1.5 hours or until the dough has doubled in bulk. Lightly grease 2 baking sheets. Punch down the risen dough. Divide the dough in half and knead each half for 5 minutes or so. Adding a little more flour is needed to keep the dough from getting sticky. Then divide each half into thirds and roll each section under your palms into a rope about 1.5 inches in diameter and taper it at the ends. Try to make the ropes equal in size and shape. Place 3 ropes parallel to one another. Begin braiding.
This is the braiding part, guys.
Instead of at the ends for a more even shape. Take one of the outside ropes and fold it over the center rope. Then repeat the movement from the opposite side. When completed, turn the dough around and repeat the procedure from the middle out to the other end. Tuck the ends under. And set the braided loaf on the prepared baking sheet. To make a circle loaf, braid it in the same way, starting in the middle and working your way out to the end. Form the braid into a circle. pinch the ends together to seal. Cover the loaves with a towel. Let the dough rise for about an hour. Preheat the oven to 375 degrees. Crack a large egg into a small bowl and beat it with a fork until blended. Brush a generous amount of the beaten egg over the challah loaf. Sprinkle the loaf with poppy seeds if you like. Bake the loaves in the preheated oven for about 40 minutes or until they're golden brown and sound hollow when tapped on the bottom. Transfer the loaves to a
You will know when it's done. See how the seams are so discolored and pale and they're not as golden brown? That challah bread is not done yet. That is a good indicator, okay? So the seams between the braidings, they have to be golden brown. They cannot be like this. Otherwise, your bread is going to be underbaked. So when you bake it, just make sure, again, the seams between the braids are properly golden brown. Otherwise, it's going to be underbaked, okay?
wire rack and let them cool at least an hour before serving. Joan, who shared this recipe, adds, you can add 1 cup of raisins or golden raisins to the dough just before shaping and make the loaves into round braids for Rosh Hashanah, the Jewish New Year.
And challah bread, they use it into a lot in bat mitzvah when the teens are going from 15 to 16 years old, and they when they break the bread, they pass around, and then everybody starts dancing, and that's the rite of passage to being an adult. So if you ever go to a Jewish bat mitzvah, that's when they break the bread. They break the challah. Okay. So that is on day what you call it. So here's a slide. Okay. We went over the history. Okay. Of the challah bread, and then of course you guys know the history about baguette. Okay. Again, bottom right picture, top picture, the bottom right is the epis, EPI. That's when you cut it into shape into leaves. Okay, you take your scissors. Okay, so we're gonna make baguettes and challah on tomorrow. Okay, but you're gonna make the baguette dough tonight. So I gotta make my baguette dough tonight too. Okay, because tomorrow we're gonna bake off the baguette. First things first, pull it out, let it sit at room temperature, proof it, bring it out, shape it, proof it, score it, and then bake it off. While that is going, we're going to work on the challah bread. Okay, make that dough. We're not baking it. We're only making that dough. We're not cooking or baking it off. And then we're going to move on and make the blitz dough. Blitz dough is for the palmiers on Friday. We're going to make palmiers, so French cookies. Okay, blitz dough is a fast and easy recipe for making puff pastry. I really don't have time to make the puff pastry. It takes about a lot of folds, and it takes quite a bit of time to do puff pastry. So that's what we're doing tomorrow. Challah, bake your baguette, and make a blitz dough, okay? On your page, the 1007 is on there, okay? So that's coming out tomorrow, okay? Let's take a look at for Wednesday, okay? Wednesday, okay? Wednesday, we're gonna make some palmiers, okay? Wednesday, palmiers and milk bread. Again, more, we did last week soggy steel rolls. This week is going to be whatchamacallit, milk bread. Okay. So let's go and see about palmiers. History of palmiers. Okay. Other names: palm leaf cookies, elephant ear cookies, French hearts, shoe soles or glasses, Schweinhorn in German, or palmeritas in Spanish. Palmier is a French word for palm tree, and the pastry gets its name from its resemblance to a palm leaf. It is crispy and flaky with taste of butter and caramelized sugar. It can also be savory. Now, I like mine sweet. Okay? Although it is not documented who first came up with the recipe for palmyre, but many believe it was invented by the beginning of the 20th century France, suggested by the French name of its recipe. Adapted for the Middle Eastern methods of layering these sheets of pastry called phyllo. Phyllo is a pain to work with. French cuisine has puff pastries such as croissants. Similar to the dough used for croissants, palmyres are made from puff pastry without yeast. Today, palmyres are common to enjoy with tea, coffee, and other beverages. Due to a simple recipe, there are many sweet and savory variations, such as adding spices and fillings. It is also a nice holiday and season to treat too. Okay, so the basic ingredients to make palmyres. Okay, you got sugar, butter, puff pastry of pastry flour. Okay, flour, cake. Puff pastry. You got flour, cake flour, butter, and salt and water. That's the dough. Okay, for the puff pastry. Optional, you got spices such as nutmeg, cinnamon, cardamom, vanilla, sugar, adding dark milk or white chocolate chips, fillings like cream cheese, whipped cream, and finely chopped fruits. Okay. On your menu for Wednesday, we're making palmyres. Okay, palmyres, and then we're gonna bake the challah bread. So we're gonna roll it out, braid it, egg wash it, and bake it on Wednesday, not Tuesday. Tuesday we're making the dough. We're gonna bake it on Wednesday. Okay, so practice. Look at your book. See what it has it as far as when you're gonna braid it. How you're gonna braid it? You're gonna do 3 strands, 4 strands, or 6 strands. I suggest go three strands. Not go any more than that. Okay. Palmyres. You can even dip them in chocolate and dust them with whatever you guys want. Okay, only one side. White chocolate, dark chocolate, pistachios, whatever you want to dust them with. Okay. So palmyres. This is how easy way to make palmyres. Let me go back and share with you guys the palmyres. Okay, where'd he go? Really? Palmyres. I had to. I had it. Really? Where did it go? I had one that was, I like that one a lot. I lost it. Let me see if I can find it back. Here we go. Okay.
Gift yourself the smile you deserve at Aspen Dental, where new patients get a comprehensive exam and full set of x-rays with no obligation. And if you
French desserts have a terrible reputation for being really difficult to make. And I have to say, some of them really are. Like that croissants, you never need to make them at home. But I'm going to make a really easy French dessert. There are a few steps to this, but it's really worth doing. First, take a half a cup of sugar and add a pinch of salt. Just stir them together. Pour it over a flat surface, like a cutting board or slab of marble or the kitchen countertop. Then unfold one sheet of puff pastry. You've actually defrosted it overnight in the refrigerator. Be sure it's still really cold. Then take another half a
So you're gonna make your blade stuff for tomorrow, okay? You're not gonna use puff pastry, okay?
cup of sugar and add a quarter of a teaspoon of good ground cinnamon to it and mix that in and sprinkle it over the puff pastry. Lightly roll the dough out until it's a 13-inch square and the sugar is pressed into the pastry lightly on the top and the bottom. Fold each side of the square towards the center so they each go halfway to the middle. Then fold them again so the two folds meet exactly in the middle of the dough. Then finally fold one half over the other half as though you were closing a book. Slice the dough in 3/8-inch slices. You'll want to do this with really cold dough and a really sharp knife. And actually use the knife in a sawing motion so you're not pressing down on the dough. Then place them, cut sides up, on baking sheets lined with parchment paper. Okay, into the oven, 450 degrees for 6 minutes. It's a really hot oven, and they're going to come out golden brown and caramelized. Then turn them over the spatula and bake them for another 3 to 5 minutes. Be careful, they're really hot. There's an amazing pastry shop in Paris called La Dorée, and they make these huge palmiers. They're my favorite. But this is just a cookie. I want to make it into a whole dessert. You just pour 2 half pints of fresh raspberries into a bowl, sprinkle over 2 tablespoons of sugar and 2 tablespoons of orange flavored liqueur. Give everything a big stir. What I like to do is lightly mash half the raspberries to bring out their juices, and then let them sit for about an hour until the raspberries are soft and juicy. I mean, you can put it in a bowl, but it looks a little more special in a glass. A dollop of creme fraiche, very French, and a palmier. Now, what Frenchman wouldn't be happy with that? We've got a really easy, really stylish French dessert. And a palmier.
So palmier is the way you fold the dough. So you're gonna make it tomorrow. We'll make the blitz dough, and then we'll fold it, and then cut it, set it down and bake it off. Turn it over to baking, that's it, palmiers. French cookie, okay? French cookie. That is your palmier. Now let's take a look at, okay? Now again, that wasn't easy. You're doing palmiers, challah, and milk bread. Okay, milk bread. It's but the same as we made the yeasty rolls last week. Okay, so we're gonna take a look at the recipe for milk bread when we're done. Okay, let's go over to actually, what we're looking at? What? No, not the 18. We're gonna go to. Okay. Now we're going to go into next week's, this week's slides, okay? We're done with the last week's. Those two, again, those are the last 2 days. We're going to be doing baking, all right? So we're done with baking now, okay? So let's take a look at garde-manger, days 16 and 17, okay? Garde-manger. Garde-manger deals with the cold food, okay? The cold food, canapés, dressings, salads, charcuterie, curing, brining, what else? All kinds of, even fruit carvings. That is what garde-manger deals with a lot, okay? So garde-manger, let's take a look at garde-manger, okay? Garde-manger equals cold kitchen, foods and presentation. The meaning of garde-manger has changed over the years. Garde-manger, pronounced garde-manger, okay, with C-H-A-Y, is a French term that roughly translates to storing, keeping, protecting, to eat. And the term originally referred to a pantry or food storage area. Today, it can mean a person or place in the kitchen. Modern meanings. In the modern culinary arts, the term garde-manger can refer to the chef who oversees cold food production. Similarly, garde-manger can also refer to the specific area of the kitchen where cold food production takes place. Back in the days, you had an executive chef, you had a banquet sous chef, a sous chef, chef de cuisine, butcher, executive pastry chef, and a garde-manger chef. Okay. Lucky and fortunate enough to work with several in my 36 years in the kitchen, and you learn a lot from them too. Okay. Classical meaning. It is the classic in the classical culinary arts. Garde-manger refers to a category of foods produced in the cold kitchen, as well as the broad array of techniques used for preparing these foods. For some examples include smoked and cured foods, salads and salad dressings, sausages, pâtés and terrines, cheese making, pickled foods and condiments, cold sauces and soups as well too. Okay. So because of the tradition of garde-manger dates to an age before refrigerating. It encompasses many classical techniques for preparing and preserving foods, such as ballotines or galantines. Okay, we used to go galantine chicken here. Galantines, when you debone the whole entire chicken and leave nothing but the carcass. You guys remember how the French got the breast of chicken? I'm gonna show you another one, how to debone a chicken, leaving the carcass only, okay? So anyways, galantines, which essentially elaborate stuffed chicken leg preparations, and broadly speaking, from a sausage, okay? Even before refrigeration, kitchens generally had one area that was constructed to maintain the cool temperatures, usually a cellar of some kind. This was particularly true for large ones, where the chefs who worked for royalty and the ability to perform their duties. Again, in the garde-manger, one place that I used to work at, we used to keep the temperature about 45 degrees in the kitchen because you're working with cold foods, okay? Here was where various methods of food preservation were employed and sometimes invented, where it was pickling, salting, or air drying, all in service to the primary goal of preparing and serving food fit for the ruling class of the day. Okay? Food preservation. To understand how it was possible to preserve food using these techniques, it helps to remember that food spoilage is caused by bacteria. So we learned all that in survey, okay? Which are tiny organisms that require, among other things, food, water, oxygen to survive and reproduce. The food for this bacteria is human food, whatever you're trying to stop from going bad. Preserving it thus means employing some method of ridding of this bacteria, whether by depriving them or of air and water or by creating some other condition that renders inhospitable to this bacteria. Temperature and acidity are two additional factors. For example, confit is a simple preservation technique that works by storing a cooked item such as duck leg in a container submerged in its own fat. Delicious too. The fat creates an airtight seal, depriving spoilage bacteria of oxygen and thus preserving the protein item without refrigeration. Note, all that is still important to keep confit in a cool location, since the fat can turn rancid if exposed to the excessive heat. It will turn rancid, and it's not that great, guys, okay? Cheese making is also a form of food preservation. Cheese is made by curdling the proteins in milk, either with a live culture or with a mild acid, and then squeezing most of the water out of it, leaving only the protein and fat. Thus, fresh milk, which is highly perishable, is transformed into a product that, because of its low moisture, can be stored for several months in a cool cellar or even a cave. Okay. So, welcome to charcuterie. We're going to be going into that next couple of days. Okay. Charcuterie. Okay. Definition: production of pâtés, terrines, galantines, sausages, and similar food. Have you guys ever made a terrine or a pâté? Ever had one? Delicious. I call it cat food. Sometimes we may use a lot of chicken livers. Salting and curing, brining and smoking. Definition: an ancient technique of preserving food. Today, methods are used for flavor rather than as a necessity to preserve foods. Examples: ham, corned beef, smoked salmon. We are going to make grab blocks coming up. Okay. Salt curing, process of surrounding a food with salt or a mixture of salt and sugar, nitrate-based curing salt, herbs and spices. So what salt curing does? Dehydrates the food, inhibits bacteria growth, adds flavor. Most often used with pork and fish. Salmon. Salmon's one of them, okay? Not a quick method because it takes time to produce. Salt cure items are generally higher in price. That's when you go buy grab blocks, it is extremely expensive, okay? High production cost equals higher price for finished item. Example, country style ham. 1.5 days of curing per pound of meat. 3 weeks of curing time for the average ham. Sometimes 6 months. Brining, a very salty marinade, okay? I don't know if you guys ever done any brining of your turkey for Thanksgiving before you roast it or smoked it or deep fry it. Anyways, most are 20% salinity. So the recipe for a brine, it's 1 pound of salt for 1 gallon of water. Okay, remember that you might need it for farm to table because you're gonna brine the ham. Okay, so 1 salt, 1 gallon of water. It can also contain sugar, nitrates, herbs, and spices. Sometimes called pickling. If you want to pickle corned beef to make a Reuben sandwich. So a little history of charcuterie. Okay, traced back as far as the 1st century. Records show import of salted meats. Romans first a regular charcutier. 15th century France, local guilds for charcutiers. Preparations of cooked, salted, and dry meats and fruits. Items vary originally. Lard only raw item allowed to be sold. Okay. Charcuterie products include pâtés, rillettes, sausages, bacon, trotters, and head cheese. Okay, you have your sausages, okay, little sausages, your bacon, your trotters, and head cheese. The bottom right picture, that is head cheese. Like I say, you take the whole head of the pig, you skin it, you boil it, take it out, strain it, remove all the meat from the head, even the eyes, put them in a mold and take the stock, strain it, and then reduce it, and then pour that nice congealed stock over the pulled meat and the terrine, and let it sit overnight and becomes head cheese. There's no cheese involved, okay? Force meats from FR, farce, or means to stuff. A mixture of ground lean meat emulsified with fat. Emulsion is made by grinding, sieving, and pureeing. Pork fat is typically used. Flavor is considered neutral. You are going to be making Italian sausage. You are going to be making sausage patties. Okay. Meats. Pork is most common. Fish, sometimes pike, trout, or salmon. Seafood. Okay. Also game, venison, boar, rabbit. The rabbit kicked the bucket. Rabbit kicked the bucket. Poultry, game, birds, veal, and pork livers. Even pork livers. Delicious. Also in force meats, when you have your meat in fat, but you may also be called to use a binder as well as seasonings, particularly to a style of sausage, etc. Binders enhance smoothness and aid in emulsification. Sometimes we use ice to bind it. Okay. Panade, it's the bread soaked in milk, heavy bechamel, and rice. Okay. When you make meatloaf, have you guys ever made meatloaf? You guys do breadcrumbs so you meatloaf? You guys soak your breadcrumbs in milk before you making the meatloaf? You should. Soak the breadcrumbs in milk. Let it soak up all that juice. Take the breadcrumbs, squeeze, don't squeeze it too hard, squeeze just enough milk, and mix those breadcrumbs to your meatloaf. What happens is those breadcrumbs act like as a binder for your meatloaf, but it retains and maintains your meatloaf nice and moist. It doesn't dry out because breadcrumbs are dry and it'll extract the moisture from your meatloaf, and then before you know it, it'll be like cardboard. Cool trick. You're going to make meatloaf coming up in regional cuisine. Just keep that in mind, okay? Soak your breadcrumbs in milk and then use them for your meatloaf. That is called panade, okay? Panade. Sometimes they use bechamel, sometimes they use rice. In the Spanish soup, Mexican soup called albondigas, cooked rice is used in it to make meatballs, okay? Sometimes they use eggs, egg whites too. Curing salt. Salt, sodium nitrate, retards spoilage. It's pink in color. Looks like Himalayan pink salt, okay? Pate spice, mixture of spices and dried herbs. Before you start making the sausages or stuffing it, you should cook a little bit and taste it to make sure it's not overly salty, because what happens is you have a lot of flavors and that can become really salty really quick and fast. So it become unedible. So taste it before you stuff it. If you need to adjust it, add some more pork product and reduce the salt, okay? And again, cook a small portion before tasting it, and then taste, okay? So main styles of force meat: straight, progressive grinding, equal parts of pork and pork fat with third dominant meat, country style coarse texture, pork fat, pork livers may be desired for garnish. Grain, portion of the main protein is browned before ground. Mousseline, very light in texture. Sausage is for the Latin name sal, which means salt, salchichas, okay? Defined as the ground or chopped meat, salted with, and placed into a tube casing. Tubes are either sheep, hog, or cattle intestine linings. So you're gonna make sausages. You're probably gonna use hog intestine casings to make your sausage. But they have used sheep. I don't like sheep because they're too gamey and they have that odor, okay? Some are made from inedible plant cellulose or paper to hold shape. Sometimes when you buy sausages, you got to peel the casing off. It looks like paper. Sold in salt packs. Okay, rinse well with warm water and soak cool for at least 1 hour before use. The collagen casings, inferior taste and texture, not need rinsing. So when you make your sausages, you're gonna have to go get some casings for your sausages. Academy Sports sells casings. I was looking them up, okay? Walmart does not, neither does H-E-B, okay? Pickles, jams, whether they call it canning. People have been preserving foods in times of abundant harvest. to prepare for times of need, the long, cold winter when you have an abundance, even the farm, you live off the land, you pickle those items, you make jam out of the berries because you want to make them last for a while. Have you guys ever had fresh apple butter from the farm? Anybody in this family made it? Oh man. If you come across somebody that has an apple orchard, a friend or family, and they do make apple butter, tell them to give you some. Man, it's really great. Really, really great. Okay. Anyways, did you know the namesake of our school, Escoffier, is responsible for the invention of canned goods in cans during World War I? Okay, invention of cans. What was recently changed to be able to ship canned foods to the troops, right? Now we got MREs, right? You got hot water and boom, you got meal. Okay? Canning, using the bowls, placing a hot brine vegetables into a sanitized canning jars, covering with brine and processing, or cooking a canning pots with boiling water for a period of time. So when you jar items, remember the Cersei botulism, okay? It's a bacteria that lives in canned products. Always, always sterilize your mason jars or your cans before you use them. How do you sterilize them? Just like if you do sterilize a bottle for a baby with boiling water. Leave it there for a few minutes, take it out, and then let it air dry. That's how you sterilize a can or a mason jar. Okay. Pickles, usually veggies made in the vinegar, salt or salt and sugar, and herb solution. Cannot be hot, traditional method. Okay. Cold pickles, a quick version. Solution is heated. Okay. Jellies, jams, and marmalade. What's the difference between both of them? Okay. First, fruit juice has to be cooked with sugar, water, and spices. If used, pectin may be added to ensure thickness. So I think when you're shopping list, you're gonna have to buy pectin. Okay. At the cooking, fruit is labeled into sanitized canning jars and processed. Okay. Mustard, made from mustard seeds or powder, vinegar, salt, plus minus sugar, spices. This too is canned using the same canning techniques. Okay, so you can make mustard at home, but if you do, it's going to be extra spicy because those mustard seeds, man, they're really strong, stronger than horseradish. Okay. So on Thursday, you are going to be making garlic and dill pickles, bread and butter pickles, and berry jam. Okay, that is your menu Thursday. Okay. Bread and butter pickles, garlic and dill pickles, and berry jam. That's what's coming Thursday. We're done with baking. Done with baking, all right? Now we're going to salt curing and brining. Okay. If you like pickles, this is gonna be your day. If you like bread and butter pickles, this is gonna be your day too. I love bread and butter pickles. I go to HEB and buy the Texas name brand. Bread and butter pickles is my sandwich. Man, they're so good. Okay. So anyways, make sure to have a couple of mason jars. Maybe 3 or 4, depending on how much sprout you're going to make for your berry jam. It doesn't have to be raspberry. It can be strawberry, blueberry, whatever fruit is available now. Okay. Your pickles. So you're going to have regular pickles for the spear pickles, or you can buy those pickling little pickles, okay, to make your butter pickles and berry jam. Okay. So that is what's coming on Thursday. Thursday. We're done with baking, like I said. Now we're going to go into brining, pickling, and preserving. Okay. Thursday, we'll take a look at the shopping list for this week, and we'll take a look at what the recipe has and what you need. Okay. Like I said, the casings stand out. So does the pectin and glucose for this day for the berry jam. Okay. Let's take a look at day 18. Okay. Day 18. Am I where at? Okay. Day 18. Okay. Let's talk about charcuterie equipment. Okay. So you're probably going to need a grinder if you can't buy the product already ground. If you can buy ground pork, more power to you. Okay, that'd be an advantage. But if you can't find ground pork, then a grinder might be usable. The one on the left hand side, the little one, I saw it on Amazon for like $69. Usually goes for 120. The attachment for the KitchenAid makes it works well too. Maybe costs like maybe $34 something. Okay. The tube here on the side okay, the cylindrical tube right here, that I saw in Academy Sports, okay? That's a stuffer. That's a sausage stuffer. The one here in the bottom right says sausage stuffer. I saw that I came across at Walmart. I don't know if they had it on the store or it was online only, but that is a manual sausage stuffer, okay? The one in the KitchenAid mixer, the top one is a grinder. It comes with the dies and the blades. And the bottom one, I'm gonna see if I can zoom a little bit, okay? It's an attachment, okay? Without the grinding, but it has a tube that you can insert a casing in it and turn it, and it'll stuff your sausage, okay? So whatever works for you guys, really, whatever works for you guys for making your Italian sausage, because you are going to need that casing. You are going to need a sausage stuffer for Thursday. Friday.
Chef,
Yes.
what are we supposed to do if we can't get a hold of one of these?
If you can't get a hold of these, we can make sausages using saran wrap. Okay.
Okay.
Saran wrap is when we make hot dogs. Okay. Hot dogs, you can make them at home too, but you got to have a very fine chopped protein. Usually we utilize the food processor. We have one, or you buy the meat already ground up. Okay. We put saran wrap down, so it's like this rectangle on the countertop, and then use your pastry bag with no tip on it, just the pastry bag itself. Pipe a long tube like you did your eclairs all the way the length of the saran wrap, okay? And then fold that saran wrap over, and then grab it and then roll it, okay? So it's wrapped in saran wrap, and then hold the edges and then roll it on the countertop. As rolling it, pinching it, it's going to shrink, and the sausage is going to be a little bit thicker. So stop when it gets too thick, and then tie both ends, okay? And then you go back and then twist by 4 inches, twist one way, okay, twist it, and then go back 4 inches and twist it the opposite way, and that makes one link. So you make links in saran wrap. And then tie the end so that it doesn't leak, okay? And if this has any air pockets, any air bubbles, pick them with a needle or a sausage pricker. And then you go ahead and poach the sausages in the saran wrap. That's what we make hot dogs without a casing. If you cannot find a casing, or you can find a stuffer either, okay? We'll make it like that. And then it gets poached, it gets taken out, and then it gets roasted to have that nice golden brown color on it. So there's two ways. You can either have a stuffer, or you can do it by hand with saran wrap. But you got to have saran wrap in your pastry bag, okay? So again, these are stored. I'm not saying go out and buy one. If you can, awesome. If you have one, more power to you. But again, the cylindrical, I forget how much I sold at Academy Sports Club. Academy Sports. This one at the bottom is at Walmart. I haven't seen it at the store though. I just saw it online. This one too in the top left is Academy Sports or Cabela's, okay, or Bass Pros, either one, okay. But again, you can make an investment. It's up to you. I'm not saying go buy one, but this is what kind of what needed to make sausages, okay. So how-to equipment for the charcuterie, okay. Perfect alongside handcrafted spirits, house-made charcuterie or cure meats has landed on many menu trend reports, including the National Restaurant Association's. Charcuterie boards typically come loaded with sausages, pâtés, cold cuts, and assorted cheeses, along with from scratch breads, pickled vegetables, and condiments. Nathan Fizzelli, Director of Multi-Unit Sales, Central Restaurant Products, Jim Hansen, President of Best Restaurant Equipment and Design, Columbus, Ohio, and Mark Rudd, Principal, First Market Group, Atlanta, recommended the following key equipment for pulling off a booming charcuterie program. Slicers. If you can, invest in two. You'll need one in the back of the house and one to serve as a workhorse. Curing meats and sausages, then for the front of the house, specify a prosciutto slicer. So slicer, when you make a ham, you want to make it slice nice and thin, okay? A few makers out there, bright red European-looking manual slicers. This gives the feel of authentic old-world butcher shops. Slicers, you can probably find some of those on Craigslist too. Little ones, don't have to be the huge ones, okay? If you're looking to invest in one. Curing cabinet. Many restaurants begin by using a small wine cabinets, but as you perfect your product and the demand for it, you need to move to a larger scale. A stainless curing cabinet speeds up the curing process by allowing you to control temperature, humidity, and airflow. Choose from a range of sizes. Again, sizes, but if you don't have a curing cabinet, your refrigerator will work as well too. Sometimes we leave the sausages hang inside your refrigerator, tied with the butcher's twine in one of your racks, and then just let it hang in there. Okay. So curing cabinet. Okay. Meat chopper or grinder, grinding pork, lamb, beef, venison, and other meats in-house allows you to purchase whole cuts or even half or whole animals. This lowers the cost of product and gives you more control of the grind size. Sometimes when you got to start a large grind and end up with a smaller hole. Okay. Kneader, mixer. In one direction, paddles mixed ingredients. In another one, they knead the mixture, eliminating the air, an essential step in preparing for cured sausages. Sausage stuffer. Hansel recommends a stainless hydraulic vertical sausage filler. Okay, again, that's for industrial size. Smoker. If you have one, awesome. If you don't. Okay, I got one from my Craigslist that I bought 3 years ago for $40, electric one. Digital scale, we should have one. Food processor, to make a nice mousseline, make it nice and smooth. Like I was talking about the pate or hot dogs. Also, when you make liver mousse pate, you're going to go into Vietnam and make for the banh mi, nice spreadable. Refrigerator prep table, if you have one, awesome. If you don't worry about it. Okay. So types of sausage casings. Okay, there are different types. Beef casings are used for blood sausage, liver sausage, chorizo, meatwurst. Okay, hot casings are used for pepperoni, bratwurst, chorizo, kielbasa, smoked sausage, dinner franks. Sheep casings for wieners, franks, cocktail wieners. Okay. Types of sausage casings. Yeah, animal casings for traditional casings and edibles. Collagen casings made from a gelatinous substance of bones, cartilage, and connective tissues of mammals are edible too. Cellulose casings made from subsidized cotton. Fibrous casings made from paper and viscose. Polymer casings, polyethylene and polymers. Okay, the ones that I saw on Academy Sports are the ones here on the right-hand side. The one that says sausage casings, 100% natural hot casing. This is the one I saw at Academy Sports. Okay, if you can find some. Again, if you cannot, we'll use a saran wrap. Okay. So again, the types of sausage casings. Meat processors use casings to give sausages their shape. Most sausages are cylindrical, but can come in different other forms. So what are the sausage casings? There are main types of casings: natural, artificial, reconstituted collagen. Natural, use fresh sausages, dry fermented sausages like pepperoni, Italian sausage, bratwurst, frankfurters, breakfast links, wieners, and snack sticks. Okay. Features made from the sections of animals' digestive systems, including the small intestine, large intestine, or stomach. Can also be made from the bladder, caesium, or esophagus. Edible. Conform to sausages, have a tender bite, permeable to smoke, most expensive, least resistant to breakage, yield the least amount of product, least uniformly. Example are your hot casings. Okay. So artificial cellulose, used for Frankfurter type sausages. Features made from cellulose, other synthetic materials, inedible. Casings are removed before packaging and retail, permeable to gases and smoke, easy to handle, uniform size and shape, resistant to breakage. Example, fibrous lunch meat casings. Okay. Used in dry sausages. Okay. The artificial ones made from collagen derived from the curdium layer of beef hides. Used in dry sausages, edible, permeable to smoke, shrinks with the product. Comes in various sizes and forms. They're fragile, poor abuse resistance, has beneficial features of both natural and artificial casings. Force meat styles. You got mousseline. Force meat has the lightest texture, made with a heavy cream rather than pork fat. It's typically forced through a sieve to produce very fine consistency. Mousseline is used to make delicate sausages that are poached au torchon and is great for filling pastas. Emulsified. Force meat is also very smooth and is used to make products like bologna, mortadella, and frankfurters. Lean boneless meat and our fat are ground together with until smooth and are emulsified into a soft cake-like batter where flavor and water are added so it can be molded. It's then filled into casings like deli meat scallops or frying legs and hot smoked or cooked. Fresh sausages start with a coarser blend of ground meat, fat, water, salt, and seasonings. The meat and fat are ground together and worked by hand or in mixer with seasoning, salt, and ice water to help bind the water and proteins. This mix can be made into patties or filled into cases to make rope and link sausages. All types of sausages can be cooked to order. Country style horse meat has even a coarser texture. Traditionally includes pork liver along with a garnish of nuts, vegetables. It usually uses a binder called panada, such as cubes of bread soaked in egg or milk, like we're just talking about panada. Okay. This technique is used to make terrines and pâtés. You also got gratin. Horse meat is similar to straight horse meat with the exception of primary meat is here to develop flavor color before cooling and grinding it. Some horse meat is made from completely cooked meats and gelatinous both. It creates dishes like head cheese and trotter cakes are good examples too. So when preparing sausages, okay, you got to work cold and work clean. So you got to keep your kitchen counters clean at all times, okay? Consider the ingredients, monitor your TCS, again, okay? Sanitize everything that comes in contact with the meat. For proper emulsification, ingredients must be cold or below 41 degrees at all times. Meats in bowl, ice, and bath. Chill, freeze, metal processes, grinded parts. Again, you're talking about pork product. If you have a grinder, you got to make it sure it's frozen because you're dealing with pork fat back. If your grinder is too hot, it'll melt that fat, okay? Do not overstuff grinders or overfill the food processors. Grind successive sizes. See for smoothness, okay? On your menu for Friday, right? Thursday, Tuesday is making challah bread, baguette, milk bread. Wednesday, you're baking the challah bread. You're making palmiers. Thursday, so this is, what are you making Thursday? Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Pickles and jam.
Oh, that's right. Pickles and jams. My bad. Friday. Sorry. Not that important. Like I said, I love bread and butter pickles. So this is Friday. You're making breakfast patties. Okay. No links. Breakfast patties. You're going to reserve them. Okay. Italian sausage, sweet or spicy. And you're going to cure salmon for gravlax for the next week. Okay. So this is the day you're going to need that casing for that Italian sausage. If you cannot find it, we're going to use that method like I was telling you guys with a saran wrap, okay? So to make sure that you buy your product already ground for your Italian sausage. It is pork. We'll go with the recipes, but it is pork, okay? It is pork product on that day. Let me go back and see if I can pick day 19, see what's coming up ahead, okay? Okay. No, not that one. Okay. So that day, like I say, you're going to use, you're going to make, no, come on. Really? Screwing everything up. There we go. Okay. So curing salmon, salmon for gravlax for the next week. Okay. So again, breakfast sausage links. You're going to buy the ground pork, and you're going to season it. Okay. You're going to take a little piece, cook it, and taste it before you put it away. Okay. You're going to use it and then freeze it. Okay. It's going to be reserved for day 29 because we're going to go into breakfast cookery after that. Okay. Sorry, day 29 is your practical. Okay. Italian sausage and then your salmon. So Italian sausage, you're going to make it that day. Okay. And you're going to not present it that day. You're going to present it the next day. So the only thing that gets presented this day is a couple of your breakfast sausage patties. That's it. Gravlax and Italian sausage. The Italian sausage get presented on the next day, day 19. Okay. Your Gravlax is not until the next week. So only a couple of breakfast patties are going to be presented this day. Okay. So that is your menu. Breakfast links, Italian sausage and gravlax for Friday. Okay. Saturday. I know how you guys love salads, right? I love how you guys love making the salads, right? Remember salad day in last block? Yeah, yep. So salads. Okay, let's go over salads. Okay, salads more than just lettuce. Okay, salad is defined as a single food or a mix of different foods accompanied with a bound by a dressing. Can contain meat, grains, fruits, nuts, or cheese. Does not have to contain lettuce at all. Okay, it can be used as an appetizer, second course after the appetizer as an entree, lunch, a course following the entree, European manner, or it can be used as a dessert. Types of salads. You got tossed, leafy greens and dressing, garnished vegetable, fruits, herbs, nuts, cheese, composed, base, body, garnish, dressings, leafy base, main ingredient garnish, no dressing if main ingredient is bound. So we made a kind of a tossed salad last block. Okay, bound salad. Okay, it's cooked meats, fish, shellfish, poultry, eggs, potatoes, pasta, grains, legumes held together in a cohesive mass. No separate dressing. We made a bound salad last block. Remember your potato salad. That was a bound salad. Okay. Vegetable salad, cooked or raw, marinated or dressed. Fruit, endless variety, dress, sweet or not. Okay. Color, flavor, and texture of each ingredient should complement the others. Dressing should complement all ingredients. Harmony is critical to a salad success. Okay. Salad greens, nutritional facts. They're virtually fat-free, very low in calories, high in fiber, high in vitamin A and C, high in iron. So we have to be mindful of the dressing. That's where the trouble began, especially those of you guys like ranch dressing and everything, right? Anyway, two main categories of greens. You got lettuce, two main types. Boston, also known as bib or butterhead. Those are big, silky, buttery, and delicate. We use those for lettuce wraps, okay? The loose head, soft, pliable, pale green leaves, buttery texture flavor. They come in a plastic clamshell individually boxed, okay? Crispy head. You got the iceberg leaf, leaf lettuce, romaine. Tight head, very mild flavor, pale green leaves, crunchy, refreshing. You also got chicory, various colors and shapes and sizes, characteristically bitter flavor. Those of the chicory family involves endive, Belgian endive, curly frisee or chicory, escarole, radicule, looks like a little red cabbage, but it's very bitter. Endive is usually the shoot of the chicory plant, okay? And chicory is used for coffee a lot of times, okay? Other greens, add variety, texture, flavor, and color, such as arugula or rocket, dandelion, mosh or lamb's lettuce, sorrel, spinach, sprouts, alfalfa, daikon, mung bean, mustard, and watercress. Arugula is peppery. I like arugula a lot. What about flowers and herbs? Edible flowers. Yeah, edible flowers are good too. Some of them are really have no flavor. Absolutely adds color, texture, and a pop of flavor. Flowers must be edible, of course. Nasturtium, pansy, calendula, chamomile, squash blossom, roses. They're pesticide-free, especially produced item. They don't produce them out in the wild. They farm raise them. Okay. Use strong herbs sparingly. Cut chiffonade, large leaves. Parsley can be used in a salad on its own, like tabbouleh, a lot of parsley. Italian flyleaf is best for this purpose. And I like to use curly parsley for the tabbouleh. Purchasing and storing and handling. Lettuce heads are commonly packed in 24 heads to box. Okay? So if you buy a box of iceberg lettuce, usually come 24 to a box. All the types vary, should be delivered daily to ensure freshness. Some will keep for about a week or more. Your iceberg may keep longer. Romaine lettuce too. Boston will not keep more than 2-3 days. Okay, If you spring mix too, will not keep more than 3 or 4 days. Okay. Others are highly perishable, pre-washed and pre-cut. Sometimes you get in a little pillow pack. Vacuum seal. Wash again before use. Maybe use a salad spinner to dry them out. You can peel or cut them too. Okay. Dressing for salads. You got thousands of dressings. Should complement rather than mask flavors of other ingredients. Most are oil and vinegar based. Now we know about dressings, right? We made the vinaigrette last block. Okay. Vinaigrette, emulsified vinaigrette, mayonnaise. Okay. Also mayonnaise. Your potato salad had mayonnaise on it. Okay. It is a sauce. Not more is not better. Okay. So no more dress your salad. Underdress it. Vinaigrette, dressing for salad. Okay. Vinaigrette style. Vinegar base is 3-to-1. Remember that? 1 tablespoon of red wine vinegar, and we add a tablespoon of water and maybe like 2 or 3 of oil, or maybe 4 of oil. Citrus juice can be used together with alone or alone. Mustard is something used. Temporary emulsion. Stick blender is helpful. Okay. Herbs are at different dimension. Easy change. Emulsified vinaigrette. Whole egg is used to bind it. Creamy style without oil. Sour cream, buttermilk, or yogurt. Mayonnaise. We know all about mayonnaise. Oil, lemon juice, salt, and egg yolks. Okay. High oil to vinegar ratio, lemon juice in this case, for thicker, high vinegar to oil for thinner, neutral flavor, oil is best, canola, vegetable, corn oil. Olive oil is for aiolis, we're gonna make aiolis coming up. White wine vinegar is common, flavor add variety, tarragon, champagne, sherry, fruit, dry mustard, salt, pepper, lemon juice. 1 tablespoon of boiling water to 7 ounces of mayonnaise helps retain the emulsion. Okay. So types of bound salads. Bound salads are mixtures of foods held together or bound with dressing, usually a thick dressing such as mayonnaise. Again, your potato salad is one of them. The term bound is used for mixtures of cooked proteins, starch, vegetables, items with mayonnaise, such as chicken salad, tuna salad, egg salad, potato, pasta salad, etc. Bound and marinated salads. Chefs use a combination of various cooked foods to create bound salads and marinated salads. These salads provide an opportunity to use of leftover foods and creativity. So bound salads are mixtures of foods. Again, you got chicken, egg, rice, crabs, salmon, turkey, potatoes. By the way, you guys have a lot of turkey left over. You can make a turkey salad. Okay. Your menu for Saturday, you're making orzo pasta salad. Okay. It is cooked like pasta, boiling salted water. Take some of it out and make sure it's al dente. You're not making the orzo. You're buying the pre-made orzo. Okay. You're also curing an egg yolk. You're gonna make ricotta with milk. You're gonna make, and again, the baguette though. This is what you need it for. Okay. Don't make the baguette because you are gonna make it tonight for tomorrow. I'm gonna save it. Okay. That is your menu for Saturday. Any thoughts about Saturday? No thoughts? No questions? None? No? All right, let's take a look at the shop endless before I tap into Monday's lecture coming up next week, because Monday is week 5. Okay, this is week 4. We got a long one. Okay, so let's take a look at see what we have for this week. Okay, so you still have some flour and yeast, right? Correct? Hopefully, right? From last week. All right, let's take a look, see what's happening this week. Okay. So here we go, day 14. Let's take a look at the menu, okay, and see what you got coming up. Again, challah bread. Let's see the ingredients for challah bread. So challah bread, bread flour, 300 grams. Okay. Yeast, 4 grams. Water, 120. It needs to be 90 to 110 degrees. 60 grams of egg yolks, 28 grams of vegetable oil, 30 grams of sugar, and 5 grams of salt. Do you still have all those ingredients from last week? Okay. Okay. So that's challah bread, right? Let's go take a look at baguette and blitzed dough. It's flour and butter and salt. Okay, that's day 14. That's tomorrow. Okay. Let's take a look at day 15. That's Wednesday. Palmiers for your blitzed dough. You're gonna finish the challah bread. Let's see what we have on the milk bread. Again, bread flour, 1,000 grams of bread flour. That's more than a quart meat cup of bread flour. Instant yeast, 30 grams. Milk, 500 grams. Okay. Scalded and cooled down. Sugar, 100 grams. Okay. Salt, 20. 100 grams of eggs. 150 grams of butter. Barley malt or syrup. Barley malt syrup. You need to go buy, if you don't have it, barley malt syrup. Okay, you need 10 grams of it, not a lot. Okay, yes, but that milk needs to be scalded, then cool down before you can make the milk bread. Okay, so that is for this Tuesday and Wednesday. Let's take a look at the shopping list for this week. Well, week 4. Okay, let's see what that has today. Shopping list. There you go, ground pork. You're going to make the spicy Italian sausage. You're also going to make the sausage patties. Salmon, okay, with skin, half a pound, okay. That's what, like 8 ounces, okay. Chicken leg quarters, half each. Bacon, 4 ounces. Dairy, milk, whole eggs, butter, produce. Pickling cucumbers. See what it says. I can't read that. Garlic cloves, onions, ginger, frozen berries. If you can find fresh, better, whatever works for your budget. Tarragon, lemon, scallions, not chives, cucumbers, celery, parsley, cherry tomatoes, red pepper, onion. Dry ingredients need apple cider vinegar, cracked black peppercorns, dill seed, mustard seed, granulated sugar, and pectin. 1 ounce of pectin. Okay, not a lot. Corn syrup, 1 ounce. Dried dill, dried sage, turmeric, celery seeds, kosher salt, fennel seeds, ground white pepper, coriander seeds, garlic powder, onion powder, black pepper, dry milk powder. I don't know if you had any from last week. Sweet paprika, not Hungarian, not Spanish, not smoked. Sweet paprika. White vinegar, orzo pasta. Okay. For tomorrow. Olive oil, Dijon mustard, crushed tomatoes, capers, red wine vinegar, balsamic, cayenne pepper, mustard, and honey. So you got a lot more spices this time than last block. You also got a little more produce and some proteins to go with it. Okay. Now let's take a look at Thursday's menu. Okay. Garlic and dill pickles. Let's see what's in that recipe. Cucumbers, apple cider vinegar, 1.5 cup. Pickling salt, garlic cloves, cracked black peppercorns, dill seed, red chili flakes, the ones used for pizza. They're not on the list. Okay. And filtered water. Okay. Filtered water. So what's not on your list is your red chili flakes, and I think your black peppercorns are not in your list too. Okay. Bread and butter pickles. Let's take a look at the bread and butter pickles. cucumbers, onions. I don't think onions when you list. Canning salt, sugar, mustard seed, turmeric, celery seed. I don't believe celery seed was in your list either, so you gotta add that to your list. Ginger, peppercorns, and vinegar. White distilled vinegar will work fine. Okay. What is the next one? Berry jam. Okay. Let's take a look at the berry jam. This is when you need that pectin, and also that where you go? Glucose. Berry jam. You need sugar, water, berries, glucose, 24 grams, and pectin, 20 grams. Okay. So make sure that you get glucose and pectin on your shopping list for the berry jam. Okay.
Is glucose like high fructose corn syrup, basically?
Very, very thick, and it's really syrupy, and it's a mess to deal with. It's very sticky, so it is like thicker than molasses.
Is it like honey? Or is it worse?
It's worse than honey. Let me hold on. Let me see if I can show you. I got some from school because I was looking at the shopping list. Okay. So this is your pectin. Okay. That's a pectin. Okay. It comes in powder too. Okay. This one it says is liquid. That's for your berries. Okay. That's how the pectin comes in. Okay. So glucose, I have it wrapped in saran wrap because it's quite messy. Okay. I don't know if you guys can see that. That's glucose. So if you ask me if it's like honey, it is worse than honey. Worse than honey. It is really messy, and it's clear liquid, and it's really very, very sticky. Okay.
Chef, my question was, because the shopping list has corn syrup on it, so is that what we're using whenever this recipe calls for glucose?
You can use corn syrup, but make sure it's the very thick kind, the very heavy one. Okay.
Okay.
So corn syrup, the store sometimes is very diluted, so it's not going to congeal your berry jam. Okay. So that's for your
So glucose wasn't on the shopping list. What is it exactly? Is it like
it's like a high fructose corn syrup.
Okay.
It is a syrup, but it's high in fructose, so it's very thick, very sticky, very messy to work with. So it is a syrup, but it's very thick, very thick. It's not like your waffle syrup that you pour, it looks like water. It's very thick. Okay. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Let me take a look at it real quick. Glucose. Shopping. So I just looked at it real quick right now, see where it can be found. Okay. And I come across this search right here. Okay. Hobby Lobby has some. $3.50 for like a little container of glucose. Target has one. Oh, the tablets. CBS might have some. Walmart, dextrose. No, that's powder. Rite Aid. I don't know about HEB or Walmart, but that's glucose for you guys. Okay. Again, if you buy syrup, just make sure it's very thick, very high fructose. Okay. Again, it seems the Target has it. I mean, Hobby Lobby has it. Really. And Target, I saw that too. Oh, they have the tablets. Michael's has it too, $4.99 a tub. So you got a Michael's close by, you can be able to find that glucose. Okay. I know Michael has an extensive section of baking and pastry items, so they're going to have some in there. Okay. So that's your ingredients for your shopping list for Friday. Let's take a look for Saturday. The 18. Friday. Breakfast patties, okay. Italian sausage, cured salmon, or gravlax. So let's take a look at see what breakfast patties come up. You're not going to need 5 pounds of pork butt. Okay, you're going to cut that by at least. It says 2.5 pounds. Okay, salt, sage. I didn't see sage on the list. Garlic, red chili flakes. Right? No. Fennel seeds. I didn't see them on the list too. Right?
Sage and fennel seeds were both on the list.
They were or not?
They were.
Okay. White pepper. And then your Italian sweets is sausage, either sweet or spicy, your choice. Pork butt, fat back. So instead of fat back, your shopping list has bacon. Okay, that has a lot of fat in it. So when you go buy that bacon, make sure it has a lot of fat, or unless you can find fat back at the store, better off it. Okay, you're not going to need this much pork butt or fat back. Salt, sugar, fennel seed, coriander, paprika, cayenne pepper. I didn't see on the list, but again, it's either sweet or spicy. Oregano, basil. If you cannot find fresh, dried will work well. It's fine too. Red pepper flakes, black pepper, ice cold water, red wine vinegar. That's for your Italian sausage. Okay. And again, you don't need 2.5 pounds of meat, because otherwise we'll be there making sausages forever. The gravlax. Okay. Salmon skin on, lemon zest, kosher salt, sugar, pepper, and dill, and coarse chop. Okay. Again, if you can find no fresh dill, dry dill will work fine too, because you're gonna cure that salmon. Okay. So salmon, lemon zest, kosher salt, sugar, pepper, and fresh dill. Okay. Let's take a look at Saturday. What's coming up Saturday? Day 19. Orzo pasta, bound chicken salad, cured egg yolk, whole milk ricotta. Okay. Orzo pasta is easy. Okay, easy. You need pasta, oil, maybe some green onions. Okay. Pasta, water, salt, vinegar, and farm to table veggies. Whatever veggies you got. Red onion, green onion, red bell pepper, olives, whatever you have laying around in your pantry or your refrigerator. Use for the salad. Okay. Cucumbers, whatever you got. Okay. It's not tied to specific kind of vegetables, so whatever you got can make into a salad as long as it's fresh veg. Bound chicken salad, you need mayonnaise. If you have pre-made, I'm not going to ask you to go make mayonnaise. Okay, if you make it, if you want to make it yourself, go for it. Knock yourself out. Make fresh mayonnaise. If not, I'm okay using Heinz mayo. Okay, so that's what you need the chicken for. Unless you got some from last block in your freezer, or you got some turkey left over from Thanksgiving that can last until Saturday. I don't think so. I get mayonnaise, tarragon. If you can find it fresh, awesome. If not, use dry. Parsley, if you can find it fresh and not use dry too. Chives, same thing. Red onions, celery, garlic, salt, and fresh pepper. Again, it's a chicken salad. It's what it is, okay? It's a chicken salad, okay? And then you have your ricotta cheese, okay? Ricotta cheese, you need milk, vinegar, and salt. White wine vinegar, okay? So that is your shopping list, and those are your menus and your recipes for this coming week, okay? Any thoughts so far on what's coming up? So tomorrow we got, tonight you're gonna do the baguette dough, right? For tomorrow, right? And then tomorrow we're gonna make the challah bread dough, and then we are gonna make the meal bread. The meal bread needs to be made tomorrow and done tomorrow, okay? And then Tuesday we got Tuesday. Tuesday we got the braided challah bread, palmiers, right? Braided challah bread and palmiers. Wednesday we got then we start going into the production away from baking. Okay. But I did want to talk to you guys today about this is week 4, okay? So week 4, knowledge conversion quizzes. Where do we stand? You all know? Taylor, 1 through 6. 1 through 6. Missing on 1 through 6, okay? This is week 4. Sorry, I can't hear you.
Knowledge checks.
Yes, knowledge checks.
Okay.
1 through 6. Ms. Ashmani. Three, 4, 5, and 6. Reminder, okay?
Okay.
Got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Ms. Tessa. You know where you stand? Right? 1 through 6. This is a little reminder. 1 through 6. Okay. Ms. Anaya. The board is clear. You're all set. Okay, Ms. Anaya, you don't have to worry about it. Ms. Rayla. The board is clear. You're all set. Ms. Kayla. 5 and 6, Ms. Kayla. Okay, Ms. Kayla, 5 and 6. Jaden, Mr. Mitchell.
Yes.
1 through 6, knowledge checks. Knock them out. This is a reminder, okay?
Okay.
This week, even though we get a long one, it's going to go by really fast for all of you guys. Okay, don't wait until next week. Bree. Yeah, you're all clear. You got them done, what, week 2, right?
Yeah, I did them whenever you opened them just so I could get it out of the way.
Yeah, cool. Mr. Hunter,
Yes, sir.
you're missing 5 and 6,
I can.
okay? So that's what we're missing of the knowledge checks. Again, this is a little reminder, guys. This is week 4, beginning of it. Knock them out as soon as you can, right? Because what happens if you knock them out before Friday, week 5?
Extra credit.
Bingo, ding, 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 ding. Extra credits, 10 extra points. 10 extra points, okay? 10 extra points in your grade. Knock them out. Don't wait, okay? Sweeten the pot a little bit, okay? I'm going to tap into week 5 a little bit because I'm going to talk about your, going to go on extensively about your final project on week 5 for week 6, okay? So I'm going to use today a little bit of time to cover week 5's Monday's lecture, okay, guys? Because I'm going to talk to you guys about what's coming up on your final practical, okay? So Monday, we're going to take some time, knock out day 20, okay? Actually, no, this is day 20. This is Friday. Supposed to be Friday this week. So day 20, okay? 20. Next week on Tuesday, you're going to be doing hors d'oeuvres. I call them horse divorce, okay? Horse divorce. Or canapes or appetizers. Either way you look at it, okay? Small bite size, okay? Small bite size. Hors d'oeuvres, okay? Hors d'oeuvres or hors d'oeuvre, O-R/D-E-R-V, if you don't know how to pronounce it, hors d'oeuvre, okay? Definition, very small portions of the foods which are served before the meal to whet the appetite. Can be served hot or cold, yes it can. Not prepared by a garde-manger area in the kitchen. Again, the garde-manger, a very important department. Guidelines for the hors d'oeuvres, small, 1 to 2 bites, flavorful, well seasoned, not overpowering, visually attractive, complements foods that follow, do not duplicate flavors, okay? So is it hors d'oeuvres or canapes? Can be either way. Hors d'oeuvre is a category of food on the menu. Canapes are a type of hors d'oeuvre, can be an amuse-bouche. Appetizer are typically the first course of a meal. Can be hot or cold. It can be the starter. Cold hors d'oeuvres. 5 main categories based on preparations. You got canapes, crudité. Does anybody know what crudité is? I think we talked about it last block. No? Crudité? Means raw. Means raw. You ever go to H-E-B and buy the little platter with a plastic dome? Celery sticks, carrot sticks, bell peppers, cherry tomatoes. Middle things has a little bit of ranch dressing. That's a crudité. They come with a dip. Also, caviar is a type of a cold hors d'oeuvre too. And sushi, as of lately, has become part of an hors d'oeuvre too, or sashimi. Okay. Canapes are tiny open-faced sandwiches. 3 components. They got the base, the spread, the garnish, and 1 or more item. Okay. Canapé bases. Bread, most common. Plain flavor, crusted trim, cut into shapes, toasted, Melba toast. Okay, crackers can be used that too. Firm veggies, if you like some goat cheese, some herb cheese on top of your cracker, and then put something on top. Cucumber, zucchini, must be firm enough to support spread and garnish. The base is something spread with a thin layer of plain butter, sometimes first to prevent sogginess, because butter will harden up. It will not get soggy in the bread. Okay. Other bases to consider: baguettes and tartlets, pâté brisé, gougères. Remember gougères? First, the little cream puffs, but again, gougères with cream cheese. Pâte à choux, vegetable cups, cherry tomatoes, baby potatoes. You get a cherry tomato, you cut it on top, hold it up, put some cream cheese on it. Baby potatoes, cucumber, mushrooms, endive, hard-boiled eggs. Again, deviled eggs. Blanched snow peas, fill them with some cream cheese with piping back. Note, all should be filled as close to surface as time as possible. Spreads for canapes. They provide much of the flavor. Examples, you got flavor butters, flavored cream cheese, combination of butter and cream cheese, bound salads, shrimp and liver mousse, shrimp toast on Chinese cuisine. Base something spread with a thin layer of plain butter first to prevent sogginess. Okay. So the spread guidelines: add texture, smooth enough to be piped attractively, consistently, firm enough to hold pipe shape, soft enough to stick to a base and hold garnishes in place. Flavor, complements garnishes. Flavor to stimulate the appetite. Okay, just a small bite, just to stimulate the appetite, not overpowering. And again, crudités means raw thing. Okay, Raw, lightly blanched veggies served with one or more dips. Important to prep. Best looking, no blemishes. Cut to similar size or same tray. Arrange on a platter. Guests serve themselves. Toothpicks and tongues. I don't know if you guys went home for the holidays and maybe somebody, a family member, brought some little charcuterie boards and sausages, some cheese, some crackers. That can be considered canapé too. Okay. Dips for crudités. Cold, mayonnaise, sour cream, cream cheese, ranch dressing for the celery sticks. Thicker than salad dressing. Hot can be bechamel sauce, cream cheese, dominant flavor, spinach and seafood, spinach and artichoke dip with pita bread, right? Containers, you can use small bowls, hollowed out cabbages, squash, or pumpkin if you're going to put it in a bowl and put the dipping side. Okay. Even caviar. Caviar. Have you guys ever had caviar before? Anyone? Oh, yeah? What kind of caviar have you had, Miss Tessa?
I don't remember. It was on my sushi.
Oh, that's a salmon roll. This bigger one, the little ones. Sushi is little orange-looking ones. Okay. Then you can buy the store, the shelves. They have it on the Asian stores too. HEB has it too. Caviar. In the U.S., only sturgeon roe can be simple labeled caviar. Beluga is the most expensive. Not sold in the U.S. due to overfishing. That's a sturgeon. Beluga, that is a 1 ounce container, and back in the days, it was worth $45. That little tin can, $45. You serve it in a silver platter with condiments, diced onions, capers, parsley, and so forth, so on. People order it as an appetizer with a glass of champagne. So beluga, $45, little tin can of 1 ounce. Okay. And the sturgeon, they don't kill them to remove the eggs. What they do, they farm raise them. So when they have the eggs, they take them out and they massage their bellies for them to go ahead and start producing the caviar. Okay. Osetra is another type of caviar. Okay. Same as a white sturgeon. This is a white sturgeon. Okay. And sometimes it serves on blinis, little pancakes with buckwheat flour. Again, little onions, parsley, some sour cream. Okay. Sevruga is a different one. It's sometimes you have it as a pressed caviar. And again, it's served in a silver platter or silver container with ice in it. Okay. They're really expensive too. I don't know how much they go for now, but again, back in my days, it was like $45. I used to serve it, a little tin can. Okay. Sushi has made its way into the canapes as well too. Sashimi, fairly new category of cold of war. Sushi, cook the raw fish, shellfish rolled into or served in the seasoned rice. Sashimi, raw fish served with a sauce, but no rice. Precise food handling is safety because you're dealing with raw fish. Experienced prep staff is required because you got to be able to know how to cook the rice. You got to be able to roll it as well too. Experienced prep staff required. Temperatures strictly adhered to. Beautiful presentations. Garmage is very important part of this sushi making. Guests, mixed interest, appreciation. Some people love it, some people hate it. Some people can't get the thought of it's a raw fish. Some people don't like the texture of it, you know. Hot odors, very vast category, nearly impossible to mention all. A few more common ones you might encounter tops. Filled pastry shells, brochettes, little meatballs, wrapped filo dough, vegetable containers. The spanakoppitas are like spinach borek. They're spinach with feta cheese wrapped in filo and baked in the oven. You also got a little mini beef Wellington, so a little quesadilla, so you can buy frozen. For canapes, presentation is key. Platters, trays, mirrors, or marble that may utilize to present those canapes. They got to work clean, clean, clean. No fingerprints on anything. Display has to have patterns pleasing to the eyes, flows toward the guests, centerpiece adds interest, full but not cluttered, levels of height, visual excitement, simple and clean is best. So canapes, it's a different world. I really get into that canapes. So here's some of the previous work that I had done in the past with canapes. The top left picture is a cucumber with a lump crab meat salad. You can even have strawberries on the right picture with the little slot of brie cheese inserted into them. The middle one here at the bottom is duck confit with a little crostini and the sweet potato rosette on top of it. The bottom left picture, what I did here was the fruit with the cream cheese on it, Boursin cream cheese. In the bottom right is a fruit carving that I did a while ago with different kinds of cannabis, all laid out, arranged nicely. And again, you got to be clean on it. Okay. Here's some other stuff that I have done in the past too. On the top left-hand side is your crudité. This crudité was on ice. Okay. We grind the bowl, pour some filtered ice, put some styrofoam cups of beans to weigh them in, put them in the freezer. Once the ice froze, we took it out, removed the styrofoam cups, and then put the veggies inside the ice holes, and then put that on ice display. That was a crudité. And again, fruit baskets, sushi. Okay. Some other things that we did too. Some mozzarella sticks with cherry tomatoes. Bottom right picture is a salmon that I know what we're talking about last block, especially when it came to that couscous. Remember that couscous salad with the fish that you guys didn't like because it was cold and it was hot, right? And I was telling you guys it was shafwat, and you breeze it back, right? You spit it out. So shafwat, I was mentioning the last block, is this picture on the bottom right picture. Okay, is the whole salmon that is dressed, no guts, the head on it. You curve it, wrap it in cheesecloth, tie it. You lower it into court bouillon, poach it very gently, take it out, let it cool, unwrap it, remove the skin only. Okay, so it's got the head, it's got the fins, it's got the tails. Okay, but what we did was slice very thin sliced carrots and put them in place of the skin, like scales. Okay, with the carrots, and then brush it with aspic. And then what you see here is a gravlax that has been displayed here on the sides with some capers, some eggs, and some other garnishes. That is shafwat. That is something that is hot, but it's served cold. It's part of garde manger. It makes it very interesting. It makes it eye appealing. Here's another one on the left picture. Another salmon displayed with the gravlax, the capers, the onions, the cream cheese. Same process. And the garde manger does take care of the ice carvings too. We used to do a whole bunch of ice carvings at work. And we used to take order the ice about 2 weeks in advance, put it in the freezer, let it sit for a little bit, go to the back dock, trace it, carve it out, bring it to the freezer and do the details on the ice carvings. That took some time. You gotta have the base, because if you don't have the base to put the ice carving on top, your back can be ruined, and you can hurt your back because you're bending over with the chainsaw and going at it. So that's part of garde manger. Garde manger takes care of all that. The shafwa, the hot and cold, the ice carvings. Like I said, I used to dig it. I used to do a bunch of ice carvings throughout the years, but I haven't done one in about, I think the last one I did was there. That was 2010. Okay. And that's my old culinary team who would, again, I like to have old school, everybody uniform, very clean, very tight. And everybody worked very, very happy all the time. They were so happy to work with us. Always kept the kitchen clean. Always kept my kitchen clean. And they were always happy to work. And that's the team that created all those canapes and all the labor love that we did. And they always had fun. Always had fun. That was, I think, a Thanksgiving brunch, top left. And we took a little picture here in the middle. And the other pictures, we did the banquet of 1800. And we had 2 lines, double lines going at it. We average about 300 plates every 10 minutes in the hot box. So cool team, okay? Your menu for Tuesday, speaking of canapes, okay? This is where you're gonna need your gravlax for, okay? You're gonna make caper aioli, double eggs with bacon, okay? Blinis with smoked salmon, caper aioli with fine herbs. This is where you're gonna need that baguette. So again, I'm showing you because this is the baguette that's coming on the block, okay? This is your baguette. Because you're gonna make crostinis with smoked salmon, homemade ricotta, the one you're gonna make the previous on this Saturday, and with lemon zest. So you're making canapes on Tuesday. So remember that canapes, you got 1, 2, 3 types of canapes that day, okay? So that's coming up on Tuesday next week, okay? In the shopping list that you have, it's also for this too. So save some of the stuff and use it for the next week on Tuesday, because Tuesday next week you can have a different shopping list for that week. Okay. Any thoughts so far about this week, about what's coming up? Any thoughts so far about the shopping list and the menus? Remember to cross-reference if you guys haven't gone shopping yet, and look out for these items that you are going to need. Like I said, the glucose, you can't find it. Syrup will work fine, but it's got to be extra thick. Cannot be runny or loose. Okay. What else? Pectin, all the pickling spice, the salmon. If you want to wait a little bit longer and not having you sit in your fridge for this long before you can get to it, that's fine too. Okay. And the knowledge conversion quizzes. You know who you are. You know what you need to do. You know which ones you need to take. Knock them out. Don't wait till the last day. Okay. Because when they close, they will close. Last reminder, week 6, not last reminder. Week 6 is no makeup work can be is going to be admitted, okay, or can be done. Makeup work on week 6 got to be done before week 6, okay. So any makeup work between now and week 5, week 6 is a no-go, okay. Any thoughts? Any comments? Any issues? Any concerns? What are you making today?
Baguette dough.
Baguette dough. That is correct. Okay. Don't forget baguette dough. When you store it, if you're going to store in a bowl, spray it or oil it. If you're going to put it in a Ziploc bag, spray it and put it inside a Ziploc bag, whichever way you want to go. Okay. But if you don't, that dough is going to stick to whatever container or vessel you're going to store in your refrigerator overnight. Okay. So baguette dough today, and let's get ready for challah bread dough tomorrow. And we are going to do milk bread tomorrow. So the only thing that's being presented tomorrow is the milk bread and the baguette. Okay, 2 out of 3. Any thoughts?